The Dershow.
There has to be a purpose and a goal to Israel's response. First, it has to restore its deterrence. That's true. It has to tell Iran, if you ever send another missile, we're going to destroy a lot of things, and you better not do it. That's deterrence. That's one thing. The other thing is it should begin the process of regime change. It should weaken the regime enough so that the 75% of the people who want to see regime change in Iran will get the power to do so. Right now, of course, they don't have the power to do so because the Iranian regime is so ruthless that they kill any dissenter. They throw them off the roofs. They hang them from in the middle of the square from cranes. So it's been very hard for the 75% or 70%, whatever it is, to marshal opposition to the regime. But they could do it. And I think destroying Iran's potential for developing nuclear weapons, nuclear arsenal, which they're very close to, is a desirable and completely lawful response. And let me give you an analogy from history. Some of you, I'm sure, have heard this before. In the middle of the 1930s, Goebbels wrote that he was sure in 1934, 1935, that Great Britain and France, when they saw that Germany was building its great military power in violation of the Versailles Treaty, that they would attack. And he was shocked that they didn't attack. If they had attacked and destroyed the Nazi regime in 34 and 35, they would have saved 50 million lives. But they didn't do it because they were afraid that if they attacked the regime, it would widen the war. It would bring other countries into it. And that's what Biden is foolishly concerned about, not widening the war. No, you should widen the war and go after Iran's nuclear capacity and go after Iran's regime. That would bring about peace. Imagine what would happen if the regime changed and if the Shah's son or some other person would take over and democratize Iran and turn it into the kind of democracy it could be because it has such brilliant people. Prime Minister Netanyahu today was on television saying how much of Silicon Valley today is run by people of Iranian background who had to leave the country. And he was hoping for a day when Iran and Israel could create a Silicon Valley in the Middle East using the brilliance of Iranian scientists and Israeli scientists together. But no, it's not going to happen. And so it's important. If the Iranian regime, the mullah's regime, is overruled and changed and defeated the way the Nazis could have been defeated in 1934 and 1935, there will be peace in the Middle East. Hamas would disappear. Hezbollah would disappear. The Houthis would disappear. They can't operate without support from Iran. Every Sunni country in the Middle East would be happy. Israel and the Palestinians could at that point think about making some kind of a rapprochement and a peace. There wouldn't be the threat of an Iranian nuclear attack, and Israel could be more confident in its ability to make peace with the Palestinians. It would be win, 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 not just win-win, but win, 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 win. But does the Biden administration have the courage to do it? The answer is no, they don't. They don't have the courage to do it. They're terrified about widening the war. Sometimes widening the war is the right thing to do. It would have been the right thing to do in 1934, 1935 in Germany. It was the wrong thing to be Chamberlain. It was the right thing to be Winston Churchill. And the question is Joe Biden going to be Chamberlain? Apparently, yes. Or is he going to be Winston Churchill? Apparently, no. And who has gone down in history as a great man? Winston Churchill, not Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain is famous for coming back off his little airplane with his hat and his umbrella saying, "We have achieved peace in our time." Peace in our time. 50 million people died, including 6 million Jews and tens of thousands of British soldiers and British civilians who would have lived if not for Chamberlain's absurd decision not to attack Nazi Germany in 1934 and 1935. Biden is going to go down in history as Chamberlain if he doesn't understand this is the moment This is the opportunity. It's legal. It's moral. Iran provided the opportunity by attacking Israel with 300 and some odd missiles. Now Israel has the right, with or without American support, to respond, and to respond disproportionately, and to send a message to every country: do not attack Israel. If you do, you will be destroyed. Send the same message to Hezbollah in Lebanon. That message is being sent to Hamas in Gaza over the objection of all these people who are blocking highways and who don't care at all about Palestinian rights. What they care about is hating America and hating Israel. So this is a very important moment in history.